Oh, very good morning. Welcome to Medication TV. Launch of the Futures of Education report. The UNESCO General Conference, which is taking place in Paris from 9 to 24th November 2021, features a rich array of educational events, including the launch of much anticipated report on the futures of education. Drawing on extensive consultations with 1 million people, the International Commission on Education has prepared the report on Reimagining Our Futures Together, a new social contract for education. This report was launched by the UNESCO on 10th November 2021. Listen to the launching of this great global event.
I would like to warmly welcome all of you today at this exciting event. We are discussing about the futures of education, and it's really a great pleasure to welcome all of you and being with us today. Let me begin by giving the floor to Madame Audrey Azoulay, Director General of UNESCO. I should say whose personal passion, energy has led to this new initiative that we are launching today in the UN. And it's about rethinking education. It's about looking at the future through the UK education lens. Please, Madame Azoulay, the floor is yours.
Merci, Stéphania.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, heads of state and government, ministers, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, representatives of the young people and civil society and teachers, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to welcome you here to this event dedicated to the future of education. Education is not only something that has to do with dignity and human rights, but it is also the strongest weapon to change the world, to take the famous words of Madiba, Nelson Mandela. But, not to cite somebody else, if we teach today the way we did before, we steal the future from our children. Those are the words of philosopher and pedagogue John Dewey, which was asking us to revise education in the light of our time. Each state question, the ones here and the ones which are not here, everybody questions himself, herself on the evolution to give to educational policy when our world, meeting challenges which are different from those of the preceding generation, and the uncertainty of the transformation of the world, questions school problems, methods, teaching methods, as well as learning places. The technological disruption, with its enormous potential, but also its ethical and challenges and inequalities, the consequences of the omnipresence of technology on the capacity of attention and learning, the massive displacement of population and of societies that are more diverse and interconnected, the vulnerability of the planet and the resources necessary which we are depleting, and persistent inequalities, as well as the difficult transformation of where it's difficult to anticipate jobs. That imposes us to rethink education, even though we have not resolved all the problems of the present program. The question of access to education has not been resolved. The quality of learning has not been resolved either. We know that many children who go to school don't learn well. We also know that the girls are often absent from school and don't stay enough time in school in several countries, and don't have access to all areas of learning like science. At the same time, from all these revolutions, there are the progresses of cognitive sciences that give us a new angle of analysis on the process, learning process. On this debate, which is fundamental for the future of our societies, UNESCO, in charge of piloting and coordinate the agenda of Education 2030 of the UN, wishes to accompany and support the member states at this time of profound change. And this that will condition the future of our society. And we wish to do this from our point of view, from a very humanist perspective that does not reduce education to a technical or technological issue or economical issue. It is from this DNA, a very strong DNA that we need, that we are very proud of, and that is marked by milestones on educational policies, literacy campaigns from the beginning of the UNESCO, and the big reports that formed education, like the Ford Report of 1972 or the Delors Report of 1996, to the world development that led to the ODD number 4. So we wish today to open a new page in this history to respond to the needs of our member states in conformity with the desires of our governance bodies. This project, which is that of a world conversation and of a report on the future of education, mobilizes many ways of learning with vision towards the future rooted in the values of human rights at the service of everybody's dignity. Education for sustainable development, citizenship, learning, knowledge, skills for work, public teaching, place of the higher education. Several thematic approaches are opened and that can be transversal with other areas like gender equality in education. This report, this conversion, will be based on a platform of consultations and world-scale debates to mobilize collective intelligence and share the best international experiences, learn from lessons from experiments and research. And I think that this mobilization process is very important, is as important as the result or conclusions that will be the outcome. Ladies, mesdames et messieurs,
To this process of consultations, the report can also benefit from UNESCO's expertise, normative, intellectual, and operational. I refer to the initiative that we're undertaking in close collaborations with governments, such as the development of standard-setting norms or training of decision makers in education policy. I refer also to UNESCO's fieldwork, which leads teachers across countries, which trains education, for instance, for climate action, or supports education in emergency and post-conflict situations. We can also count on the support of the UNESCO university chairs, and I'm glad to know that more than 200 of those university chairs have already been mobilized and sent first contribution to start this conversation on the future of education. I would like to thank very particularly Portugal and its president, here present, for having been at the origin of this very idea and having strongly contributed to the organization of this side event. I would like to express my warm thanks to the members of the International Commission who have agreed to carry out this very ambitious task, and some of whom we have the honor of having among us today. And I would like very particularly to thank you, Madam President of Ethiopia, because I'm very happy to announce that you've accepted to serve as the Commission's chair, along with your other very important major responsibilities in a country which is undertaking profound major changes, and which believes that education is at the root of those changes. I am very grateful to you, to the heads of states present here with us, and I think that someone else would like, Madam, also to join us today and to thank you, if we can send his message. Thank you.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I thank Her Excellency, the President of Ethiopia and Chair of the International Commission, for leading this important work on the future of education. The world today faces a learning crisis. Too often, young people are not too well equipped with the knowledge they need to navigate the technological revolution. Today and for the future, students need not just to learn, but to learn how to learn. Education must combine knowledge, life skills, and critical thinking. It should include information on sustainability and the climate emergency, and it should advance gender equality, human rights, and the culture of peace. Indeed, education is one of our most powerful tools to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and build the future we want. I wish you every success with this new initiative, and I thank you.
The International Commission on the Futures of Education was established by the UNESCO in 2019 to reimagine how knowledge and learning can shape the futures of humanity and the planet. The initiative incorporates extensive public and expert engagement and aims to catalyze a global debate on how education needs to be rethought in a world of increasing complexity, uncertainty, and fragility. Education has moved from learning to know to learning to do to learning to be and now to learning to become. The Office of MEF shall make this 186 pages global report available to all Mountfordine institutions for study and follow-up action. Mountfordine Network Impact. Eco-friendly toilets, the first of its kind at government schools in Meghalaya. Mountfordine Education have once again emerged as trendsetters in Northeast in the field of inclusive education. In collaboration with an NGO, the brothers have provided accessible bio-toilet facility for a lower primary government school in Meghalaya. This venture that is implemented by the Montfort Center for Education, Tura, is expected to inspire the government of Meghalaya to install some similar type of eco-friendly toilets in other schools as well. Inaugurating the project, the Deputy Commissioner of Tura appreciated the initiative of Montfort brothers and expressed the hope that government will carry forward the process. As we are coping with the pandemic-related issues worldwide, we hope to see many global and local initiatives. Be in touch with Medication TV for continuous updates. See you next week. In the meantime, please open Medication TV for the daily updates and additional resources.